Hello, hi you guys. This is Mary's Braider, and I'm here again. Wishing you guys a happy new year. It's a new year, and I am so excited. I have goals for this new year. Every first month of a new year, I sow a seed. I go to church and I sow a seed. This seed that I sow at the first month of the year is called the first fruits. The Bible talks about first fruits, and that's what I call it when I sow a seed in the first month of the year. I try to sow something that's a bit sacrificial, that's going to be a little heavy on my pocket because I'm trusting God for something, right? So I sow that seed and I make my New Year resolution promise I tie it to that seed, and I go to church and I pay it, believing in God and trusting God that He will, multiply that seed for me. So that's something that I do the first month of the year. Kyle is behind the camera. He has a question to ask me, and so come on here and ask me the question. Come on here and ask me the question, sir. Yes.
Hello, audience. So, Mary.
Get in the camera and in the microphone, honey.
So, Mary, what are your hobbies that you would like to explain to the audience?
Okay, so thank you for that question, sir. My hobbies that I would like to explain to the audience. I love and enjoy watching podcasts. That's my thing. I'm a millennial, so, social media is my thing. I live for the drama, but the drama over there. I don't like the drama in my own home, because you know what? As for me and my home, we will serve Jesus Christ. So I love watching soap operas, all this reality TVs, but I enjoy watching them on YouTube. I don't really enjoy watching them on cable TV. I love to be able to read the commentary, section afterwards, so that I can gain full, knowledge and extra, of what's going on. I enjoy listening to podcasts, just hearing other folks on their journeys, through life. You know what I mean? So I enjoy listening to podcasts, learning from other people, reading the commentary, learning in that section, other people's perspectives about, what we just watched, learning from them. I love pulling from wisdom here and there. So that's one of my hobbies. I have plenty other hobbies. The other hobby that I'm going to give you another good one. Another hobby that I enjoy doing is to make myself pretty. I've always known that I was a beautiful girl since I was little, because of the attraction that I would get from, the attraction and the affection and, the attention that I would get from people. So I would know, even from my parents, I would know, like, oh wow, I guess I'm just so cute. So a hobby that I enjoy doing is just going in the mirror, playing with makeup, just doing whatever it is that I feel like doing that day, whether it's a bold look, whether it's a subtle look, whether it's a natural look. I know how to just, give myself that look, whether I want to go fierce, whether I want to, or playing with my hair, doing this to it, putting gel. And then, looking at myself, looking at the after results and like falling in love with that. Like, wow, I did this. This is so beautiful. So the more and more I do it, I fall more and more in love with myself. Because I'm like, I did this. This is a work of my hands, and it made me look beautiful. Almost like I went and sat on a stylish chair and they, beat my face. but it's something that I do on my own, or even if it's just, putting nail polish on my nails myself. Just doing pretty things, pretty privileges, doing that for myself. I love it. I enjoy doing it, or cooking myself a really healthy meal and eating it. Anything that will make me feel beautiful and pretty and loved, even from myself, those are the things that I enjoy doing. Now we're going to take one last question and we'll be out of here, okay? Because we're going to start off with a podcast, my aim is 1 hour, but we're going to start off pretty slow right now, okay? What's the second question, Mr. Kyle Pedersen?
Well, Miss Mary, while we're on the topic of beauty, what is your opinion on fashion?
Okay, what is my opinion on fashion? Those are excellent questions, sir. So, I believe that, fashion, how you dress, or fashion is directly linked to someone's self-esteem. I really and strongly believe that. Somebody told me in the past, I read the post, they didn't tell me, I read a post and they said, dressing nice is a sign of good manners. And I strongly believe that. However, I want to take it up a notch and say it's actually tied to someone's self-esteem. If you're not happy, if you're depressed, most of the time, you're mental, you're thinking, I don't even really want anybody to talk to me today. I don't want to speak to anyone. So you dress appropriately. You have a hoodie on. You have the hoodie covering your face. You probably have shades on all day because you're trying to run away from the world. So you feel more depressed. But when you dress up, bold colors, you're forced to have, to be happy because you're drawing attention unknowingly. People are like, oh my God, that is such a nice shirt. And then you're forced to just be like, oh, thank you. So it builds your self-esteem. So I believe fashion is definitely correlated, to someone's self-esteem. When you look good, you feel good. It is true. If you force yourself out of that junk that you're in, out of that mess, that lowly soaking place, and you say, you know what, I'm going to go and wear makeup. If you're the type that know how to put makeup on, go and do it. Exercise your gift. Do what it is that you need to do. Put on a really nice outfit today and just go to Walmart. You'll be surprised all the attention, the positive attention that you're going to get. And it's going to do something to your self-esteem. You're going to feel better, even if it's just for that one moment. And then you go back in and, go back to your bed and heal. But, you have to self-heal. You have to pour onto yourself if you want to get out of depression or, low self-esteem or insecurity. You have to actually go and get the things that you need to heal. So dress up and go to the gas station. They're going to be forced to say, hey, oh my gosh. Or even if they just give you looks, you're going to feel good about yourself because you're going to be like, gosh, like they're looking at me, But that, why you needed that little extra boost. That little extra smile from someone to say, wow, you look good. And it'll make you feel good and better about yourself. And that's how you self-heal. That's how you love on yourself. Don't feel bad about going to go get what you want. Sometimes when I was single, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. When I was single, what I used to do, because I knew that I was going to wait until I get married to have sex. However, I didn't really know how that was going to actually happen. So when I got attentions from male, initially what I would do would just be like, what the hell? I'll be so mean to him and whatever. And it came a season during that abstinence journey when actually I had done so well in running them off with my attitude that it was a drought season, famine. I had no man coming to holler. And that's when I started having low low self-esteem, started doubting myself, like, are you serious? Like, why isn't any man coming to holler at me? Is it something about me? Am I just not, beautiful enough anymore? Am I like reeking off desperation that I want to marry? Or, but then I started to learn, like, no, you have to accept what it is that you're getting, even in the low place. I can't be mad if a short, ugly dude or whatever, the guy that's totally not in my standard, and I'm blowing him off and I'm being mean and all these things, but I'm saying I want someone eventually. You have to take what it is that you can get in that moment. You have to be open-minded, So, and you cannot just say, well, I'm going to blow all the men off, and then when the guy comes, because in every stage, as a beautiful woman or a woman in general, we need affection. Women are born and wired to need affection, especially from male. A male to give you that affection, just even if it's just telling you, girl, you fine, you beautiful. So I had to learn in that season that, I can't blow off whatever affection or attention is coming to me just because I want a certain thing. You know what I mean? So, that's going to get you depressed because you're going to be in a stagnant season when there's no man coming and you're starving. So, if you're depressed or anything like that, you have to come out of it. You have to go and get the attention that that you need. Put makeup on, go to the gas station. Someone is going to say something, even if it's a woman. She's going to say, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And you're going to feel fulfilled in that moment. And that's how you get self-love. Self-love is not you going and getting, sex from a man and saying, no. But if, you know that you're a woman and we need affection from male and from women. But you want to do it the righteous way. What I did in my single days, I will dress up like really, really looking like a Barbie. And then I'll take myself to a Mexican restaurant. I'll go there. The Hispanics, they're real nice. They'll give you a compliment in a heartbeat. I'll go there, book, a reservation for one table. I will order a meal. The chefs, or even if it's a server or somebody, they're going to look at you.